G'day and welcome to another Pokemon Go video. So jumping into Go Battle League, and as you can see I'm currently rank 17. I've got my other videos, so I'll link to my other Season 11 videos, so a random array of matches, but we'll see how we go. So if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button down below. If you have any team recommendations, let me know and I'll give them a go if I can. Otherwise, we'll jump in and get things started and see how we go. So with that being said, as you can see, not a huge amount of battles for this season, but slowly getting through some. So if we jump in now, we've actually got Ultra League and Catch Cup. I'm going to go into Ultra League because Catch Cup just is brutal. And the team I'm going to be running is Talonflame with Incinerate, Brave Bird and Flame Charge, Umbreon with Snarl, Foul Play and Last Resort, and Giratina with Shadow Claw, Dragon Claw and Shadow Sneak. So for this one, there is Ancient Power is an option, and Ancient Power is going to be a really good move against Talonflame, and obviously I'm running Talonflame, a lot of other people are as well, so there's argument for having Ancient Power as a charge move on Giratina. I might change that up. With that being said, we'll jump into our first battle here and see what we get. So Talonflame on the lead for me into Cresselia. Absolutely outstanding. Every single thing beats Cresselia. Obviously, Umbreon and Giratina have a little bit worse matchup if it's running Moonblast. There is no charge move that can do damage. Well, unless they're running Future Sight. Most are running Grass Knot and Moonblast, so you generally don't have to worry. Watch this be the one that's running Future Sight and absolutely destroys the Talonflame, but for now let's just throw these charge moves and see what they want to do. So I'm going to be throwing the Flame Charge here and charging this thing up. So they're going into another one. They have charged a lot more energy here, so if they've got the Future Sight, now is when it's going to come through, and they've got the Moonblast. So they're running Future Sight and Moonblast. Happy days. So out comes their own Talonflame. So interesting here. I'm just going to go straight for the Brave Bird and then dip and see what they want to do. Oh, and they do not, so they're not going to shield that up. So in fact, I'm not going to dip. I'm going to stay in, and then Swampert comes out. So Swampert, really good for me as well. Just going to throw another Brave Bird here, see if they want to shield this up, and they don't. So now I'm actually going to swap out because I don't want them charging me down with energy. I'm going to come out with the Giratina here. Going to no-shield this. Earthquake's going to do about 50% damage. Hydro Cannon's going to do next to nothing. It's just the Hydro Cannon I'm able to charge down. Let's see, but they're going to concede this game. They know that's good game at this point. So all the shields. So those two no shields are not ideal for them, especially after I'd buffed it with a Flame Charge to begin with. So happy days. So able to take that game very, very comfortably in the end. I mean, you don't want to use the shield on the Flame Charge, but also equally, as seen, you do not want to get hit by a Brave Bird. Was able to get both those through, so happy days. So into this next one, and we've got Swampert on the lead. So this is not a good lead for me. I'm going to just swap into my Umbreon as the safe swap, and they swap into Trevenant. So I think they had to have had that predetermined there, so they just knew that they didn't want Trevenant matched up against Talonflame, so they just blind swapped in, I guess, when they saw it switch out. For me, this works out perfectly. Shadow Ball, as you can see, does no damage. It's going to be resisted. And here I'm just going to be able to farm up a little bit of extra energy. I don't want to get too greedy and let it get to a couple of, more charge moves. So I'm just going to go straight for the Foul Play. And this will be enough to take it out. They're not going to shield it. They're not going to waste their shield on that. And I expect them... okay, so I expected them to come back in with the Swampert here. However, they've come in with the Whaleren, and so this is really good for me. Whaleren, I do not want to see Whaleren against my Giratina. It's going to do a whole lot of damage here. So just going to not shield up any of its... icicle spears, because as you can see they don't do much damage. It's not super effective, and Umbreon is an absolute tank, so it can tank those moves pretty well, and in return be throwing some foul plays and putting on the shield pressure. So still no shield for them, and here I'm going to let another one of these go. Icicle Spear coming through, and it still just doesn't do anywhere near enough damage. So I'm going to over farm just a little bit here, because I don't want them to be, I want them to lose count basically, and so they don't throw an Icicle Spear just before I get to my charge move. So I'm going to charge up a little bit extra, throw the move, and if they try to farm me down, let's see if I can get there. I can get to the foul play, so that's absolutely outstanding. They're going to have to use a shield here. They've got energy, so they're not going to want to let that go. So through that comes, and then they're going to be able to farm me down, which is absolutely fine. So I'm going to come out with the Talonflame here, and I should be able to get some... Oof. So able to get the Flame Charge through. I'm going to no-shield this, the Icicle Spear coming through, and then we're going to see if they want to come in with the... well, they will come in with the Swampert, and then I'm going to swap into my... Giratina here, and the reason for that is because obviously I don't want them to charge up any extra energy. I'm going to let this go again. If it's the Earthquake, it will do, yeah, so about 50% damage, so not ideal for me, but I didn't want to be baited on that first one. So going to be throwing the next one, and again I'm going to actually let this go. So Swampert, and it is the Hydro Cannon, so they're absolutely fantastic. Swampert has to use a Hydro Cannon to take out my Talonflame. It can't mud shot it down, so what I'm going to do is save a shield at least, and then I'm going to be able to, so if I've got 2 shields for my Talonflame, I'm going to be able to do a whole lot of damage against the Swampert. They've used their last shield, and then I'm going to be able to get to another charge move, and no, I am not, but that's fine. Going to let this go, and then I can throw my Brave Bird straight onto the from the Talonflame there. So they wanted to try and, oof, they've got the Whaleren in the back, so I'm going to shield this one up, which is fine. Icicle Spear comes through, as long as I don't use my charge move, which I did not. I'm going to be able to Brave Bird the Swampert when it comes back out, and take that game reasonably comfortably in the end. So Brave Bird from that range, always going to KO. Had a shield there as well, so if they did have the Hydro saved, I was going to be able to take it out. So that's then game number 2. Happy days. We'll jump straight back in, same team. Doing all right so far with this this lot of 3. I mean, it is fairly meta team. Giratina Altered is meta from like season 1. Umbreon, well, XL Umbreon is a little bit more recent, and Talonflame after the community day. So Whaleren on the lead. So this is not bad for me, because I'm going to be doing neutral damage. Unfortunately, they are going to be able to get to their Icicle Spears quicker than I am, although they didn't time it well there, and I got a little bit of free move through. So going to see what they want to do here. So going to look to go straight for the Brave Bird, expecting them to well, possibly let this go. I am going to then switch into my Umbreon if they don't. They let it go, which is really good for me, and I'm going to swap straight into the Umbreon there and manage to catch an Icicle Spear, so absolutely perfect. I got a little bit of extra energy on the Talonflame, which is good, and then they come out with a Typhlosion. So Typhlosion's going to be running... what's Typhlosion going to be running? Blast Burn and probably Solar Beam, I would imagine. That seems to be what they run. Solar Beam just for that grass type coverage, can do a bit of damage, and running Incinerate, which obviously charges moves very, very quickly. So unfortunately for them, unfortunately for me, I let a fair bit of extra Incinerate damage through, but this thing gets the charge move so quickly, and it can spam away. So there's one shield. Again, I want to over farm because I don't want them to be able to count my moves. and I'm able to get to another charge move. Let's see what they want to do here. Will they double shield this thing? And they do, so that's absolutely huge for me. I won't be able to get to another one even though I'm ferociously tapping on it. If this is running Blast Burn and Solar Beam, it has got absolutely no play against my Giratina, so I'm going to let this go and hope they aren't running anything too dramatic. So it's Blast Burn, as you can see, doesn't do a lot of damage. So I've now got 2 shields, and they come out with their own Giratina. So 2 shields v 0 shields. I don't like the Giratina mirror match. It's, yeah, not great. In this situation, possibly I should be throwing Shadow Sneaks when shields are down. It will do slightly more damage. But I don't know whether it will save me a charge move, so I'm just going to spam the Dragon Claws, and I expect them to do the same. So Dragon Claw comes through. And then going to overfarm again. Want to overfarm a little bit to try and throw off any counts they do to make sure I can get extra charge moves through. And then going to look to... Oof, they get to their charge move at the same time. That's fine. I'm going to let this go. I should be able to survive from this range. And then I'm actually going to swap into my... Talonflame and try and get to my flame charge before they're able to get to a charge move, which I can. The question is it going to be doing enough damage to take this thing out? And the answer is yes, it is. So Whaleren comes in, absolutely no health. Are they able to get to an Icicle Spear? Unfortunately, they are. So that's really unfortunate. But what I'm going to do is shield that up because I'm able to get to a charge move here. And then the Typhlosion comes in and they say, good game, and off they go. So relatively close game there, but had it fairly well under control. Had the shield, so happy days, all is good. So straight into this next one. Hopefully we can get more of the same. And by more of the same, I mean more wins, but we'll see how we go. So jumping into Talonflame, into Lugia. So again, this is a pretty good match. Well, I mean, it's all right. An all right matchup, but I'm going to jump into the Umbreon because I know that my Giratina is going to be able to handle it. And they swap into their own Giratina. I'm not sure if that's a misclick on their part, but that's really not ideal for them. I'm assuming, yeah, so off they go, and I'm assuming that's got to be swapping into the wrong thing because that's just absolutely brutal. Unless they had something even worse, which could only be a ghost, so maybe a Gengar, but I'm not sure how much worse you can get. That's a horrible matchup. Unless they had 3 things weak to Umbreon, which is not a smart move. But anyway, we'll jump into this next one. And another Cresselia lead. So absolutely amazing. And we'll see what they want to do. So expect them to jump straight out. They are not. So that is absolutely fine. I'll just stay in as well. And they wanted to try and catch a charge move there. But I'm going to come in with my Umbreon here, and they are going to spam with the Dragon Claws, but that's absolutely fine. Going to let that go. We're going to see how much of a tank XL Umbreon is. So I should have said this is a best buddied Umbreon, 15, 15, 15. So, and yeah, XL. So level 51 as is what you want for this. And even still, you can see its CP there. It's not going to top out at 2500, so you want a hundo, you want it best buddied, yeah, for the Umbreon. So as you can see, Dragon Claw's coming through, and they're just doing absolutely nothing. So that is absolutely brutal. Also, this is going to be their... Well, they're not going to want to bring out Cresselia against this, so they let that go, which is fine. That means that I'm going to be able to let the next Dragon Claw through. It's going to do very little damage, just like the rest of them, and then going to look to farm this thing down. So they're not using any shields. Unfortunately, they get to another Dragon Claw. Man, that thing is spammy, but that's absolutely fine. only doing a little bit of chip damage, and I'm going to look to farm this all the way down. So I've got a foul play straight away, and they're coming in with Cresselia. Going to throw a move. I don't want to waste all this energy, so going to shield this up, and it is the grass knot bait, so that is brutal, but that's fine. Going to now throw back-to-back foul plays and see what they want to do. So expecting to get a shield here, and we'll see if we get the second shield straight away. Unfortunately, they're able to sneak a fast move through there, but yeah, it's fine. Does not much damage. Unfortunately, it will generate them a little bit of energy, so they'll let that go. And as you can see, Cresselia is also an absolute tank. Even though that move is super effective, it just doesn't do much damage. Moonblast coming through, and that's goodbye to the Umbreon. So, going to come in with the Talonflame. I know their moveset, and they can't do anything to this Talonflame, so happy days. Seeing what they want to do. So out comes a Melmetal. So it takes 5 for the Rock Slide, and Rock Slide is going to one-shot this this Talonflame. So there's the shield. Happy days. And the question is, and there we go. So they're able to get to their Rock Slide. So 5 to the Rock Slide. Going to shield this up. I'm going to then throw my own Flame Charge here. Going to want to make sure you don't over tap. So Flame Charge coming straight through, and Flame Charge with a boosted Talonflame is going to be enough to take this thing out. Out comes the Cresselia, and they say good game, and off they go. So able to take that win as well. So rough game for them. So there, I did make a misplay in that last game, even though I won it. Should have definitely, as soon as they swapped in with their Melmetal, should have swapped into the Giratina and saved everything for, and then saved shields for my Talonflame. But I mean, it is what it is, absolutely fine. So Drill Bear as the reward, and that is how you get apparently a great throw. I do have a video on getting excellent throws. You want to throw during the attack and have the ball hit just after the attack animation finishes, and that way you're less likely to waste balls. Not important in this instance, but is important for raid bosses and rocket stops. So we'll jump in, claim that 5-0, absolutely outstanding. Running this team for the first time in this league. I mean, it's not a new team. It's pretty much using 100% meta Pokemon, so you would expect it to be good. It does work really well though, even on those odd occasions that I'm losing that lead matchup. So hopefully that was useful. If you liked what you saw, hit that subscribe button, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.